she can.
Not yet, though.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, go get her. Go get her. Go get her. I got my daughter back, and she's late. I might have to say it again.
That's okay. I can cut it out. So remind us, like the last time that we did an interview, you were talking about how you were trying to get your daughter back.
Yes.
And then
I didn't think I would get her back.
It happened, how shortly it happened afterwards.
2 months after.
Okay.
You want me to talk about that before?
Yeah, talk about that before,
Okay.
and then we'll cut her in.
2 months after my testimony, I said that I wasn't going to get my daughter back. And she's here. And she'll be coming to stay in August.
Okay.
And she'll be staying for good. You say hi? This is Eliana. She's very shy. It was a little bit after she turned 1 that she left and I left. And it was 9 months before I saw her again. And at first it started out with she was just gonna come visit for 3 days. And everybody kept saying, she's gonna stay longer, she's gonna stay longer. And then it was a week and they still didn't believe it. They were like, no, I think it's gonna be even longer. So then she said a month, and this is our 2nd month-long visit. And I found out on Easter Sunday, thank you, baby, that she'll be coming to stay in August for good. And not only that, my youngest, I get to see every other Sunday, get to video chat her every Sunday, court ordered, so it has to happen. We meet at a park, and Lana got to see her sister on Easter and her brother. So they were all together, and it was very sweet. His family has been really nice to me since everything, and his mom came, and that was a really big surprise. So all of us getting along for these babies is really beautiful. I told them that I think I was really mad about it at first because you have my kid and you're not going to give her back. But that's not the case. You know, my daughter is lucky to have even one mom, and now she has 3. I didn't have one, and just the fact that my kid can have more than one is something special and beautiful. And her Nona's still going to be in her life. Nona. She's growing so big, and her speech is the only thing holding her back from staying here now. She's got speech classes that she's doing in Colorado, and those should be done because she's very smart. The reason why she's behind is because of our addiction. You know, we were smoking around her, and she almost had to have tubes in her ears because of it, and it stopped her from hearing for a little bit. But she's better now, and I'm better. I don't smoke around her, and there's not any chaos going around. She's learning and growing like crazy. Like, she's 2 and wants to take a shower by herself. She wants to do everything by herself. And it's just, I didn't think I would ever get to see my kids. It's a miracle that it happened. I wasn't supposed to. They had every right to say, no, you can't see your kid again, and just end it right there in court. But for some reason, God, that didn't happen that way, you know? And we're all getting along on top of that. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
So how was Eliana towards you when she first got here?
So her very first visit, she came here at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. She was very tired. She wanted to cry. And then she fell asleep and woke up, and somebody woke me up and was like, hey, you have something looking at you. And she was just standing there staring. She wasn't crying. She was just looking at me. And it's like she never left after that. I mean, she was very comfortable. She doesn't cry when her Nona comes to visit. You know, she knows she's gonna stay here, and she's okay with that. She doesn't cry at all. She can't stand me out of her sight. She wants to be in my arms all the time. And she's still trying to open up to people, but it was like she never left. And I thought she wouldn't even call me mom. When I had my first visit with her and she was saying mom, I thought she was talking to her Nona. But since she came back, she'll go, Mom, Mom. And it's really neat. So I thought that it would be somebody else to her, and it's not, it's me. And I love that.
Did it happen quicker than you thought?
Way quicker. I thought at least until I graduate, which would be in July, and it didn't. She won't come stay for good until August, a month after, but I didn't even expect this. I expected just like a one-time visit, and it was so much more than that. But it happened very quick. I mean, like, I had my testimony. My testimony helped too. Like, the judge, he saw that testimony, and he saw the change and the growth. There was a lot of accusations about the program and me in the program and me as a person. And that testimony just, I don't know. So it was sent in that night at 12 o'clock at night. That morning he came in, and at 9 o'clock in the morning they pushed court date back because he saw it. And he saw the statements that were made and the testimony. And that morning he pushed it back so that way they could further investigate, I guess. But
How was the judge's reaction to proceeding with that?
so the initial was I was going to have a restraining order against me. I was being sued for full rights, and there was something else on top of that. There was 3 things that I was fighting up against. Restraining order was the biggest one. It wasn't like a restraining order like I could never see her again, but supervised visits because I was untrustworthy. And that testimony proved that I wasn't. You know, he saw something, and he saw something in the ministry and in my recovery, and it made a statement.
Do you remember what he said?
I remember him being very defensive. I didn't have a lawyer. It was just me and Crystal, and they were throwing all these accusations at me, and I don't know lawyer terms, and he knew that, but he would stop them because every time I would try to explain something, she would stop me, and he would tell her, no, she has every right to speak. I want to hear what she has to say. He also didn't really like them very much. He was their judge since they were all minors. So I thought that was funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So does she go to classes or anything like that here?
Not here. We have childcare here, but most of the time she gets her learning and education by her toys that she got. She got a lot for Easter, a lot for Christmas, and her birthday. So she had all 3 of those gifts here from Christmas still. And her educational toys, she catches on really quick. There's a lot of women and children in the house, and she's really observant, and she watches them and she listens. So she's catching up on words very quick. And the women are all like coming together trying to help her learn, and they're sounding out words for her, pointing things out, asking her what this is, and telling her what it is and how to pronounce it. And she's catching on really quick.
So your daughter's not the only thing that you got back. What else did you get back?
Stop. My confidence, my self-respect as a mother, and not just my kids, but being a mother. I thought that was a big part of my identification and who I am. And it's not only who I am, but that was who I identified as a mother. And without them, I wasn't, and now I am again. And it's given me that, I don't know, it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. I wasn't willing to admit how bad of a mother I really was. And I wasn't so terrible, you know, but I had in my head that I did everything right other than stay in the relationship. And it was more than that, you know, like my daughter, I was smoking around her because of that. She almost had to have tubes in her ears, you know, so it brought a lot of realization that I did not have. The importance of even the little things to me. Like I figured, well, she's not coughing, so, but that's not true, you know. It was more than that. Like, kids are very sensitive and in tune with a lot, and just being able to watch it. I also got my casework position back. I'm back at Carthage facility and doing casework, and it's really good. The balance that I was afraid of with being a mom, doing the program, and doing casework, it's all just coming together so smoothly, and it's really neat. Like, she takes a nap at the perfect times. She's a really good kid. She doesn't like go through everything all the time in the office, and she's able to come in and out as much as she needs to, so that way she doesn't have too much anxiety. I don't have too much anxiety. I can see her, I can hear her, I can see what's going on, and I don't know. I got into this whole spreadsheet thing, and it has not stopped. So it's helping casework a lot, and a lot of new skills have been coming out, and it's really neat. But now I'm able to get my career, get it going, you know. Car wash was good, but it's not a career to make out of, and they have given me the opportunity to make a career again. Soon I'll be able to start college next month, and hopefully I can do an internship for a year here after I graduate, and then college. I got my permit, which I haven't had ever, and I'm 25, so that was really big. And I have my driver's license appointment coming up, so I'll get my driver's license soon. And I got my grandmother back in my life. I got my uncle back in my life. My uncle has had nothing to do with me since I was 12 years old. The second I got into my addiction, he was gone, and he never came back. And he was he was like my dad to me. I remember that. And I got to see him on Saturday with my grandma, and they got to meet my daughter. He's never seen Eliana at all, and he got to meet her, and he's just in love with her, and it's so beautiful. He said he didn't really want anything to do with me while I was in my addiction, but now he wants everything to do with me. He took me out. We bonded, spent time together. My grandma and Lana got to go shopping together while me and my uncle went to the salon, and it was really neat. I used to be embarrassed to go out with him because he falls asleep everywhere, and he fell asleep getting his toes done and snoring and stuff, and I didn't even care. I was just glad to be with my uncle. And soon they'll be able to see Graceland. Really soon. I was talking to Cassidy and Hannah about maybe me going to spend the night over there. They understand how serious it is with Cody being in her life, and it's not possible. You know, there's some restrictions on that. So I feel like if I can go over there and build a relationship with Graceland and show them that I've changed, I've matured, I watch my actions. No, come here. I can't. Come here. Up. But I feel like once they see the change, they'll let her spend the night. That wasn't even where you hit it. You want to kiss it?
So how has getting your kid back, getting your job back, how has that enriched your job for you? Like, how do you view it? Do you view it differently than you did before? Maybe like with a little bit more gratitude?
Yes. It's definitely something when you're doing something for a reason instead of just doing it. It's more than just liking it. Like I said, I have a reason. I have a future behind it. So that's motivation at its finest. And losing it And going to the car wash, it was a really humbling experience because in my mind I was like, I'm good at this, you know? Who else can do it? And it was kind of like a cocky attitude behind it. And then losing it, it's like, okay, they could find somebody real quick. And coming back, it's like, I have all these things back again. And I walked in and there was a desk of my own. And so that was really neat. It helped me get organized. I wanted to get in. I wanted to get it together, straightened out. And now I'm coming up with all these new things as I go. And I really appreciate it. Everything behind it. And I think the women have really come together with me on it. They're working with me instead of overwhelming me and stuff. And I understand too, like it's very overwhelming when you can't get your driver's license and you're here to get help and you're here to move forward from your life and get better. And everything else is in somebody else's hands. Your life, your health insurance, your food stamps, everything. And I think it's a really big thing to be that person whose hands it's in, you know? And a lot of the interesting part is, like I've said before, watching the development of people. I think it's beautiful. You know, we've had some women come in who didn't believe in God, and then they did. And from there, like, you know, we have some women who don't think that they're going to get their kids back, and that was me. But these miracles just keep popping up for everybody here, and it's amazing. It's a really beautiful thing. Things that you think are impossible are possible. And you really get to see that.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me when to go.
Go ahead.
No? Okay, I'm very proud of her. To watch the difference from the first time that Lana came to this time that Lana came, she's just grown. And then while she was gone, she, you know, constantly wanted to interact with my 4-year-old and learn more. And the way that she's not on WIC, I'm on WIC for my 4-year-old. And the way she dug into the nutrition and figuring all that out for when Lana came back, it's just really neat to watch her grow as a mom. It's really neat to watch the difference in the balance of her work with child to this time. The anxiety isn't there. She's just kind of worked through it and figured some things out. She's just really grown as a person. I love her so much. I'm just really excited to see where life takes her. She's such an inspiration to somebody as old as me, to see somebody this young that struggled with similar things get it this young, you know. And so that's such an inspiration, and that shows such hope of what this place really has helped us do. There's just not a place like this. There's not a place in Texas, hardly at all, that you can come to with your children and you're not struggling from domestic violence or a court order. You can come here, regain your life with your children under any circumstances that's needed. And so I just really think that's a neat thing.
So, and who are you?
I'm Amy. I'm the program director here at Carthage.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 5 months.
Okay. What was it like for you going through your 5 months into program director? Did you think that you were going to get it so soon?
No. No, I've known that God has called me from a young age. I just could not get it right. I could not get it right. And I think the thing for that was surrender. I didn't come here this time because I had to. I didn't come here because I was stopped. I came here because I needed something changed in me. I buried my spouse on a Monday from a tragic motorcycle accident and came here on a Friday. I had been trying to come for a month. For a year prior to that, I was looking for a program for me and my child to get into and could not find one. And some of my close recovery family from Texarkana hooked me up with this place, and so I came. And it's done amazing things. It's just amazing what this program, it's such a broad spectrum of things that they do for people in all sorts of life-controlling issues.
What I found, just observing people in recovery, even people with long-term sobriety, one of the main keys for success is giving people in early sobriety a purpose. What is your purpose here How has that driven you to do what you do?
I don't think I'm fully walking in the purpose for me yet. The power of yet, the growth mindset. How has that helped me? It's definitely given me the push to, there's growth. There's growth. You can get somewhere. This isn't over. You don't have to do this 12 months and then what? Then what? You don't have to go back to the same thing. You don't have to go live in a government apartment on housing. You don't have to go back. You can just keep moving forward. And I think being able to give that away, to seeing people come in to where they're at gradually, is very helpful to be able to help get them there. And while I'm still learning.
Yeah. It helps me to help others.
Yes.
That's why I love doing it.
Yeah.
So what would you say your purpose is?
I have a very, I have a discerning spirit, and I also have very good ideas. I'm good with resourcing. I marketed for Chick-fil-A for 4 years. And so I've just learned how to talk to people. Mm-hmm. And so that, and then I grew up somewhat in church. And so I know kind of how ministry works on that level with benevolence and things that are needed. And then with my recovery past, I have some knowledge in that. And so being able to put all those together and use that here for outreach, I think with this ministry growing as big as it is, that I really have a lot to offer in that area as far as resourcing, networking, and helping in a bigger spectrum instead of just such hands-on, because it's not all just hands-on. We've got to build other people into this position. So I think that that's a huge thing. There's things that are needed here that women and men need for this program to continue to be able to do what it does.